Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are opening a file that smells very distinctly of cocoa butter, sugar, and, well, sheer social panic.
That is a very specific and I would say a very accurate olfactory profile.
We are talking about Valentine's Day in Japan, and honestly, looking at how this whole thing operates over there, I kind of feel like I've been doing it wrong my whole life.
Or maybe just easier.
Yeah, maybe easy is the better word. Because compared to the strategic warfare of Japanese confectionery, our Valentine's Day it's child's play.
It really is a different beast entirely. It's not just a day of hearts and flowers. It's this high-stakes cultural event that, serves as a stress test for pretty much every social relationship you have.
A stress test, I like that.
Yeah, we're talking about a day defined by these rigid categories, unspoken rules, and, plenty of emotional damage.
Emotional damage via chocolate. That's our theme. And the first thing that just jumps out at you is the massive role reversal.
Right.
Here, if I don't get my partner flowers or book a dinner on February 14th, I'm in the doghouse. The pressure is, traditionally, on the guys.
That's the cultural script in the West, for sure. The man is expected to pursue or, pamper the woman.
But in Japan, that script is completely flipped. It's the girls. The girls are the ones giving chocolate to the boys.
Yeah.
So the guys just, what? They just sit there.
Essentially, yes. On February 14th, men are the passive recipients. It's a complete one-way street of cocoa.
And that must change the whole atmosphere.
Oh, it completely alters it. Instead of some mutual celebration, it becomes like a day of judgment.
Because it puts all the vulnerability on one side. If you're a girl in high school or even a woman in an office, the ball is just entirely in your court. You have to be the one to make the move.
And if you're a guy, you're just a sitting duck. You're just waiting to see what your quote-unquote market value is.
Oh, that's brutal.
Imagine walking into your office knowing that by the end of the day, your popularity or your lack of it is going to be physically visible on your desk in the form of chocolate boxes.
That sounds absolutely terrifying, like a performance review, but with calories.
Mm.
Okay, but this is where it gets really, really complex. Because in the West, a gift is a gift. But in Japan, you can't just hand over a chocolate bar and smile. You have to know the taxonomy.
The taxonomy is everything.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to categorize your relationships and then buy the right chocolate to match.
Okay, let's break this down.
Yeah.
Because this distinction between Honmei and Giri seems to be the engine that runs this entire holiday. Let's start with the obligation side. Giri-choco.
Giri-choco, yeah.
No.
It literally means obligation chocolate. This is what you give to your boss, your colleagues, your male friends, the classmates you don't actively hate.
Don't actively hate.
Yeah.
That is a very, very low bar for getting a gift.
It is, but you should think of it less as a gift and more like a social tax. Japan puts this huge emphasis on harmony, or wa, and Giri-choco is just a tool to maintain that harmony. It says, I see you, I acknowledge our relationship, and I'm paying my dues to keep things smooth.
So it's like a lubrication fee for the social machinery.
Exactly. And this is where that whole idea of teipei, your public face, comes in. You might think your boss is annoying. You might find your coworker boring. But your teipei requires you to be polite, to maintain the group dynamic. So you buy the Giri-choco.
But I've read there's been some serious pushback on this lately, right? Like, women are just tired of spending hundreds of dollars every February just to feed the whole office.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge cultural debate now. There was actually a famous full-page ad by Godiva Japan a few years back that basically said, Japan, let's stop the obligation chocolate.
A chocolate company told people to stop buying chocolate.
Yeah, they called for people to start giving Giri-choco because of the stress and the financial burden. Some companies have even banned the practice entirely now just to save their female employees the trouble.
That tells you how bad it must have gotten.
It really does. It stopped being a gesture and it started feeling like, I don't know, forced labor.
Okay, so that's the business transaction chocolate.
Okay.
But then we have the main event, Honmei-choco.
Honmei, the true feeling chocolate. This is the real deal. This is for the person you are actually genuinely in love with.
And this isn't just, I like you, let's hang out.
Oh.
In the context of Japanese culture, Honmei carries so much more weight, doesn't it?
This is such a critical point. In the West, we have this sort of vague talking phase, or we go on a few dates, see if there's a spark.
Right.
In Japan, things are often much more defined.
Yeah.
There's a specific moment called kokuhaku, the confession. You literally say, I like you, please go out with me.
It's like flipping a switch. You're not dating, and then bam, you are.
Exactly. And on Valentine's Day, the Honmei chocolate is that confession. It's the catalyst. So when a girl hands a boy Honmei chocolate, she's not just giving him a snack.
No.
She's handing him a proposal for a relationship and asking him to sign on the dotted line.
That explains all the anxiety. It's an edible contract.
Yeah. The subtext is basically, please handle with care. My feelings are inside this foil wrapper.
So this brings us to what I'm calling the receiver's dilemma. Because now you have these two totally different types of chocolate circulating. Obligation and true love. And sometimes they look dangerously similar.
And this is where the comedy and the tragedy happens.
Okay, picture it. You're a guy in high school. A girl you've had a crush on for ages walks up to you. She hands you this nicely wrapped box. She smiles. She says, here you go. And then she just walks away.
And you're left there, just holding the box.
And my brain is just melting. I'm thinking, is this it? Is this the kokuhaku? Or did she just buy these in bulk for every guy in our class?
And you can't ask. You just can't. I can't just run after her and say, hey, quick clarifying question. Do you love me or am I just a tax write-off? No, absolutely not. That would be so inappropriate. You destroy the cookie, the whole atmosphere. You have to rely on a skill called kuki wo yomu.
Reading the air.
Exactly. You have to decode all the context clues without a single explicit word being spoken.
I feel like I would need a forensic team for that. What am I even looking for? The price.
Price is a factor, yeah. If it's a cheap, generic box of something, it's almost certainly Giri. But if it's a high-end brand, maybe. But the ultimate clue, the nuclear option of clues, is whether or not it's handmade.
Ah, the homemade factor.
If she stayed up until 3 in the morning melting chocolate, tempering it, pouring it into little molds, that is not Giri. You do not lose sleep for obligation chocolate.
Right. If it looks like a lumpy, slightly misshapen truffle that was clearly made with sweat and tears, that's the sign of true love.
Imperfection is the proof of devotion. But even that can backfire. If you give handmade chocolate to someone you barely know, that can be seen as omoi, heavy, as in, whoa, this is way too much intensity. It's a very delicate balance. Let's zoom in on where this intensity is at its absolute peak: high school. If the office is a battlefield of obligation, the high school hallway is like a sniper alley of romance. It's the Olympics of teenage angst. In Japanese high schools, you have these very specific places where the drama unfolds. The shoe lockers are a classic anime trope, but really it often happens behind the school or in an empty classroom.
And there's that one sentence, the sentence that stops a teenage boy's heart. Do you have any?
The summons. When a girl asks you that on February 14th, everyone in a 10-meter radius knows exactly what is about to happen.
It's basically public theater. Your friends are watching from the windows.
And her friends are hiding around the corner for moral support. The risk is just astronomical. Because if it is Honmei, she's putting her vulnerability on full display for the entire school to see. If he says no, everyone knows.
It makes me sweat just thinking about it. But the story doesn't end there. Here, Valentine's is one day. In Japan, it's a two-part saga. We have to talk about the sequel.
White Day, March 14th. Exactly 1 month later.
Because Japan loves reciprocity. If you get a gift, you have to give a return gift. That's just the culture, right? Okashi.
Correct. Okashi is the culture of return gifts. So on White Day, the boys who got chocolate are expected to return the favor. And there's this rule of thumb often cited called sanbai-geishi.
Sanbai-geishi.
Triple return. The idea that the man should return a gift that is 3 times the value of what he received.
3 times. So if she got me a $20 box of chocolates, I'm on the hook for a $60 gift.
Ideally, yes. It was a marketing push by candy companies back in the 80s, but it really stuck. It puts huge pressure on the guys. But the cost isn't even the most interesting part. It's the secret language of the gifts themselves.
This is the part that just blew my mind. On White Day, the type of sweet you give back has a specific coded message. It's like the Victorian language of flowers, but with sugar.
It is. And if you don't know the code, you can accidentally, ruin a relationship.
Okay, lay it on me. Let's say I give her marshmallows. Fluffy, sweet marshmallows. That seems nice, right?
Wrong. A fatal error.
Why?
Marshmallows dissolve very quickly in your mouth. So the hidden meaning is, I dislike you, or let's dissolve this relationship immediately.
Whoa. So I'm trying to give a soft, nice treat, and I'm accidentally telling her to get lost. That is dangerous. Okay, what about cookies? Everybody loves cookies.
Cookies are crunchy, they're dry. The meaning is, we are just friends. It's the polite way of saying, thanks for the chocolate, but let's just keep this platonic.
So cookies are the official friend zone snack.
Got it.
So what do I give if I actually like her back?
Hard candy.
Hard candy. That seems kind of cheap.
It's not about the price, it's about the physics. Hard candy lasts a long, long time in your mouth. So the meaning is, I want a relationship that lasts. It signifies mutual love.
I cannot believe the fate of a romance hinges on the solubility of confectionery. Imagine giving a girl a marshmallow just because she likes them, and she goes home crying because she thinks you hate her.
It happens. This is the danger of a high-context culture. You're expected to know these rules without anyone ever explaining them to you.
But there is one other option on White Day. The option of just doing nothing.
The silence.
We see that in dating everywhere now, ghosting. But on White Day, silence is a very loud message, isn't it?
It is. If a girl gave you, Honmei, a full-on confession, and March 14th comes and goes and her locker is empty, that's a rejection.
That feels so harsh. To leave someone hanging for a whole month, just waiting for March 14th, and then nothing.
It is harsh, but in the Japanese context, it can be seen as less confrontational than saying, I don't like you, to her face.
Ah, the harmony again.
Yeah, we touched on wa earlier. A verbal rejection creates direct conflict. Silence allows everyone to save face. The girl understands the message, but nobody had to say the hurtful words out loud.
It saves face, but it breaks hearts.
Efficiency sometimes comes at the cost of, clarity.
This all gets to the deeper philosophy behind it. We've been joking about the stress and the confusion, but there is something actually kind of beautiful about this ambiguity, isn't there?
There is. It's a totally different appreciation of romance. In the West, we're very verbal, I love you. So what are we? Let's define the relationship. We need labels.
We need to change our Facebook status, like, immediately.
Exactly. But in Japan, there's a concept called ishin denshin. It means something like what the mind thinks, the heart transmits. A sort of telepathy.
The idea that if you're truly connected, you don't need to say it out loud.
Right. The source material had this great image of a couple walking home. They're not holding hands. They're not saying, I love you. They're just walking side by side, and maybe their hands brush against each other.
And to an outsider, that's just confusing. Are they dating? Are they just friends?
But to them, the ambiguity is where the romance lives. The fact that they don't need to define it is what makes it special. There's a sweetness in that uncertainty, in the quiet understanding between them.
It's risky, though, because if you misread that silence, you end up alone with a box of marshmallows.
It's very high risk, high reward. But when it works, when you both read the air and arrive at the same unspoken conclusion, that connection feels incredibly profound. It feels like you're sharing a secret frequency.
That's a really poetic way to put it. It's not just about being shy. It's about valuing the unspoken.
Precisely. It just challenges the idea that love has to be loud to be real.
So we've unpacked a lot. We've gone from the corporate tax of obligation chocolate to the high-stakes confession culture of high school, all the way to the secret codes of hard candy. It's a system of chocolate, confusion, and courage.
It really is a fascinating mirror of Japanese society itself. It's organized, it's rule-bound, but it's filled with this deep, unspoken emotion just under the surface.
So if you, our listeners, are planning a trip to Japan in February, what should you do? Besides, avoiding giving marshmallows to strangers.
I would say go to a department store basement. The Depa Chica. Watch the chocolate frenzy. It is absolute chaos. But also, just observe. Look at the body language on the streets. You might see a girl holding a little bag, standing nervously near a train station, checking her phone.
Waiting for her moment.
And if you see that, you're witnessing a real-life drama that is more intense than any movie. You are seeing someone summon up the courage to break the silence.
I love that. It makes me want to root for every teenager in Tokyo.
Right. Just, don't stare too hard. You'll ruin the cookie.
Right. Read the air. Don't pollute it. Got it.
Exactly.
Well, whether you're giving Honmei, Giri, or just buying discount chocolate for yourself on February 15th, which is my personal strategy.
Fiscal responsibility is very attractive.
We hope you survive the season with your heart intact. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
See you next time.